Hi everybody, welcome to All Games New and Old. I'm David Rodriguez, and today I'm unboxing The Last Podcast on the Left presents The Real Truth, the game of creatures, cryptids, and conspiracies. Now, I'll be honest, I know very little about what this game plays like. I am a big fan of The Last Podcast on the Left. As soon as I heard that they had a game kind of themed off them, I pre-ordered it and it came very quickly. I guess this was selling at Gen Con and they sold out of it, so that's a good sign. So, I'm going to hope that this is as awesome as the podcast is. Let me flip this over. Okay. It says, welcome to our game. You'll laugh, you'll fall in love, make friends, and other things that don't matter in our hologram universe. So it says, you're one of the few people in the world able to see beyond the lies the media tells us, and now you have to help others see the truth as well. In this mind-expanding game of strategy and secrets, it's your job to uncover what they would rather keep hidden while gaining followers to get your message to the people. Trust no one and keep your identity secret, because in a society built on lies, only the most careful and strategic true believers will stay free. It's time to rise up and open the eyes of the public, complete missions, capture creatures, and travel the world as you compete with other truth seekers to become the most successful whistleblower in history. Are you ready for the real truth? Last Podcast on the Left barrels headlong into all things horror with, as hosts Ben Kissel, Marcus Parks, and Henry Zabrowski cover dark subjects spanning Jeffrey Dahmer, werewolves, Jonestown, iconic hauntings, the history of war crimes, and more. Whether it's cults, killers, or cryptid encounters, The Last Podcast on the Left laughs into the abyss that is the dark side of humanity. It's really a fantastic podcast. You cannot be easily offended if you watch it because it's just not for kids. It's really, really a lot not for kids, but it is hilarious if you like their sense of humor, which I do. They're not, conspiracy theorists like someone like Alex Jones. They talk about these things mainly for laughs and whatnot. So anyway, I just want to make that clear because that's a whole different thing. So anyway, let's get this sucker open and take a look. The board looks really interesting. I don't know if you can see it on here because I'm not sure if it folds out or if it's in pieces, but it's almost like maybe it's a moth shape. Maybe it's supposed to look like Mothman. I don't know exactly, but it's an interesting shape for sure. Okay. Let me flip this over. Let's take a peek, because I really don't know. Here is the real instructions, which is great. So it is really slick paper. It is super, super slick. It is 11 pages, so it doesn't look too crazy. So yeah, there's another look at what the board is shaped like, which is really interesting. So yeah, I'm curious what this is going to play like. I have no idea. Like I don't even know a single mechanic. There's movement, you gather resources, you capture creatures, you can push creatures. I don't know, I'm guessing it's maybe move to a different location. You'll get missions, looks like, and then you'll score stuff at the end. So I don't know, but I am really excited to find out. So, okay, so we have punch board here. This is really, I'm showing you the side like that's going to help here. It's really very thin punch board. It's not real thick, high quality cardboard, which is, kind of a bummer, but it wasn't a very expensive game. So, not too shocking, but, it is what it is. Very glossy looking, which is neither good nor bad. These look like maybe, various kinds of player boards. Oh, one's kind of munched up a little bit. That's sort of a bummer. I mean, it's okay. It's still perfectly usable, but always a bummer when you get something out of a box and it's already a little jacked up. Not too terrible. Okay. Here's that crazy board. So it comes in several pieces. That's why I wanted to make sure I showed you on the box. It's interesting. So yeah, I don't know what all this means. So let's see. We have some markers here that are, they almost look like old school board game stuff, like those kind of little things you have as your mover, which is fine. We got a few little miniatures here. Let's see if I can get them out here. I'm gonna try to zoom in if I can on this. So this kind of looks like a normal person. I don't know if that is supposed to be something spooky or not. The rest of them I think are. This one, oops. Kind of a clear plastic ghost. That actually looks really neat. That's cool. We have, get this out of here. Oh boy, come on. Okay, And I believe that's host Ben Kissel. Oh, wait, nope, that's Sasquatch. Sasquatch, okay. I was wrong. And then here we have an alien, which looks like it's supposed to be one of the grays, but it's actually sort of a translucent green. So that's interesting. Okay, so we have hidden identities. These are neat. They look like little like file folder things. Ex-bishop. Disavowed agent. Conspiracy theorist. Witch. Ghost hunter. Detective. Hollywood executive. Vigilante. Journalist. Tabloid reporter. Anarchist. And scientist. And they all have like different things that they're trying to do. So that's kind of interesting. A lot of different roles you can play, which is cool. All right. I'm going to bust these open. I don't know if there's a lot of art on these cards. At least from the little pictures I saw, it doesn't seem like there's probably likely to be a bunch. I'm not going to necessarily look real close at every single card, but we can take a peek and just see what these are. So these are the mission cards. Let's get into that. Oh my goodness, these are really weird. They're kind of like almost stuck together. Like, that's interesting. Well, it's a very glossy sheen it has on it, and I think that the gloss stuff itself is kind of sticking to each other. So that's something to know. You're gonna have to go through and kind of pry these suckers apart because they're, wow, it's interesting. But all kinds of weird missions here. Dinosaurs aren't real. The Jurassic Park lie. Beautiful aliens live among us. All right, I'm not gonna worry about separating these right now, but skulls, bones, and secret handshakes. Giant Aboriginal man appears overnight. Bermuda Triangle, endless summer cruise. So, all right. So I'm gonna have to go through all these and separate them out. It's kind of a strange thing. I haven't seen that in a game before, so I don't know why that is. Here's some events, which I'm guessing, if they're like most games, will just kind of affect everyone in the game. Let's see here. Yeah, and these are gonna have that same issue, which is sort of a bummer, but different kinds of movement, or events rather. Sprint, picket line, sympathetic monsters, polar winds advisory, realign. So there's all kinds of stuff there. We have a movement deck. So I think what I'll do, if these keep re-sticking themselves to each other, which I don't know if they will or if they'll be okay once I separate them, I may have to sleeve these up because it's going to be real awkward to try to shuffle them otherwise if you have to constantly be separating the cards. Okay, had a little fight with this one. Got it open now. So movement, you have like Texas airport, use a travel pass, jeepers creepers, hop a train. At least they don't, I mean, they're not like tearing or anything when you separate them. It's just like, they're really stuck. Grab a taxi, rent a room. Okay, so interesting. All right, so we'll do that. And then we'll look at the creature deck. That's going to be interesting. I'm curious if these are all unique or not. I don't know if I can actually show you if they're all unique because it is very hard to separate these cards. At least quickly, I can do it. But I mean, we have vampire, zombie. So it looks like all kind of unique art. I mean, it's not like highly detailed. It's all, you know, silhouettes, witch, skinwalker, wendigo, Lucifer, Haltija, I don't know if I'm familiar with that one. They've probably covered the show at some point. Orang Pendek, Giant, Kapakli, Mookie, there's a lot. So that's cool. And they are all unique, so that's kind of cool. There's Yeti. So yeah, that's what we've got. That is the last podcast on the left presents the Real Truth game. So I'm excited to give it a shot. You know, I am a huge fan of that podcast, and so I'm hoping that this lives up to the reputation of the podcast in terms of just, you know, fun, general fun. And if you haven't checked out that podcast, I do highly recommend it because it is pretty hilarious. But again, if if you are sensitive to adult jokes, maybe don't. But anyway, so that's it. That is my unboxing of The Real Truth. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit like and subscribe and click the little bell icon so you can know about the next time I put out a video. I do have a merch store now, so there will be a link in the description of this video that you can use to go check out the merchandise we have, and hopefully you can buy some of that and represent it and represent us and help support the channel, because games are expensive. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing you all around the table again at All Games New and Old. Bye. If you enjoyed that video, you might also like this one.
Or this one.
If you like any of our videos, what you should do is click this little button to subscribe so you'll know about the next time we put out a video.
We'll see you around the table.
Bye.
Bye.